Hello. Hello. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, madam. You are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all for today's GATE classes under Prerna Schemes sponsored by AICT. I welcome you, sir. So today's lecture will be on structural analysis, which is presented by Professor Suyog Dote, sir. So I request all students, please pay attention. And if you are having any queries, then you can us ask question at the end of a session. Okay. And thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time. Now, sir, you can start with your lecture.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. So, good afternoon, dear students. Am I audible to all? Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, let's start. So, today we will discuss the, we can say the a lecture on the some of the portions of structural analysis. Okay. If we think about the structural analysis, there are several methods to analyze the building. Okay. And if we think about the structural analysis in other way, it is the very most important structure subject for us. Okay, as a civil engineer, the analysis of each and every structure, we know the importance of analysis of each and every structure. Okay, and if we think about the structures, then there may be the we can say the determinate structures, there may be the indeterminate structures. And if we think about this analysis of these structures, then in that cases, these analysis of we can say the determinate structures will be different. And if we think about this analysis of indeterminate structures will be different. Okay, then if we think about this analysis, okay, so we all aware that for the analysis of any kind of, if we think about this any building, or if we think about any kind of structure, okay, if we think about this analysis, then in the analysis there may be or there must be some of the kinds of techniques, there must be some of the kinds of methods, okay, that will useful for this analysis of each and every type of structures. For example, if we have to analyze say RCC type of building, if we have to analyze say steel structures, or we have to analyze these buildings say in a composite structures. Okay, so first of all we have to think about this, what kind of material is used for the particular structure. After that, after these, before going to analysis, it is also important that we should know that the whatever structure is we can say statically determinate structure or not. Okay, if it is statically determinate structure, then the analysis portion will be much will be much easier, okay, then these we can say the analysis portion for the we can say the indeterminate structures. Okay, so first, these are the very first thing, just like in a we can say in a survey. Okay, in a survey we go for this preliminary survey, and after that some of the kind of we can say this detailed survey. Okay, so in these kinds also, in the preliminary survey we see this location and whatever the physical features are available in that location, and according to that we decide the what kind of instrument we should use and in what manner we should proceed. Okay, in that fashion we should also think over this for the particular structure. Okay, so by looking after a particular structure, we should think over that we for or which method should I prefer to analyze particular structure. Okay, if we think about the determinate structure, okay, so that structure which can be analyzed by using, we can say, the three equilibrium equations. Okay, summation of horizontal forces will be zero, summation of all the vertical forces will be zero, and summation of moment at any point, okay, at any support will be equal to zero. These are the three equilibrium equations, and some of the structures are get easily analyzed by these three equations. Then that structures we can call as a determinate structures. Okay, and whatever structure are not analyzed by these three equilibrium equations, that structure are termed as, we can say, indeterminate structure. And we should go for the, or we should know what can be the strategies behind the analysis of these kinds of structures. It is definite that in comparison with determinate structure, the analysis portion of this indeterminate structure will be slightly difficult. Okay, because in the determinate structure there are only the three equations. You simply sum the all the whatever forces available at the particular structure, and apply these three kinds of equilibrium equations. Okay, and by using these equations we will get these, we can say, these three kind of equation with we can say the two or three unknowns there. Okay, and by solving these kinds of simple equation we can find this, we can see the unknowns. Okay, but in this case whatever kind of unknowns we have, that are more than this, we can say, the number of equilibrium equation. And when the number of unknowns are more than this, if you can say this equilibrium equations number, okay, then we can say this equation cannot, this structure cannot be solved or analyzed by simply by these, we can say, equations, by these equations of equilibrium. Okay, so in that case some special we can say this effort must be taken by us. Okay, it is the necessity for the timing. Okay, so there are several methods. Okay, that there are several methods to analyze such type of buildings, okay, such type of structures. Okay, some of the methods, or we can say the all the methods are very we can say the very easy. Okay, but the thing is, in what extent we understand that particular method. Okay, so that will create the ease for us. If we don't go for the, or we don't get the method in detail. Okay, or in other aspect, if we don't know the whatever is the basics behind these for example a method, behind a method, okay, to analyze indeterminate structure. Okay, and if we simply go for it, okay, then it will be more difficult to us to analyze that particular building. Okay, and after and before these methods, before this method, there are there are again the basics. Okay, and what kind of basics you feel, the basics, like the what kind of, we can say, these what kinds of, we can say, the restraint conditions. Then what kinds of, what is the meaning of these fixed end moments, and what is the formulation behind these fixed end moments, how do you calculate these fixed end moments. Okay, and what is the meaning of these fiction moments, or then if we think about these other cases also. Okay, so all these parameters that come under very practical in if we think about these restraint conditions. If you don't aware about this restraint conditions, or you don't get this restraint. Okay, if I termed as a one of the joint is fixed. Okay, then what kind of degrees of freedom are available at a particular joint. Okay, if you don't know, if you don't know, then it is very difficult to analyze a particular structure. Okay, then you don't know how to start a particular analysis. Okay, so in that regard, whatever kind of, we can say, whatever kind of basics behind a particular method is required, the basics, if you have that basics in that extent, then any kind of, we can say, any kind of structure is there, any kind of method is there, it is very simple to you. Okay, and if we think this is not our the regular class of structural analysis, it is the class of, say, a gate preparation. Okay, and if we think about this great gate preparation, then if you think about this gate preparation, so behind the gate preparation, there is the one of the hidden, the most important hidden parameters there, and that hidden parameter is these basics. Okay, what kinds of basics you know? Okay, if your basics regarding to our civil engineering, okay, so if the basics are very clear in your mind, then any kind of structure, any kind of method, you going to crack it. Okay, no doubt. But the we can say the basics are not clear. Okay, then in that case it will be very difficult to us to analyze, or for any kind of question to attempt it. Okay, simply maybe in the gate examination there may be a simple beam, a simply supported beam, a question on simply supported beam asked. Okay, and there will be some of the kind of, we can say, the problems on degree of freedoms. Okay, this we can say this restraint conditions. Okay, and if you don't know this, if influence or the importance of these restraint conditions, देन इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. ओके, मतलब वो एक या दो मार्क जो भी आपके रहेंगे वो आप लॉस कर जाओगे, या तो आप अगर उसको अटेम्प्ट भी करते हो तो इट इज नो मीनिंग. ओके, बिकॉज वो गलत हो जाएगा. So with this it is very important that you should know the basics. Okay, so again, get back to our presentation. So today we will discuss, so these some of the kinds of methods, okay, in used in structural analysis. Okay, specifically to analyze these indeterminate structures. Okay, so in that, the very first is the slope deflection method, then the moment distribution method, and these are not the influence line diagram. Okay, or we can say the influence lines. Okay, these are, we can say, this is not the method, but this can be a, we can say, a technique to analyze any kind of problem in a shorter way. Okay, so if we think about this gate preparation. Okay, so in the gate preparation, or in a solving the problems during a gate paper, these more emphasis will be given to the time management. Okay, and at that time management, with the less time period, we have to solve this numerical. Okay, and in that, if we use this we can say influence line. Okay, if we use this influence line, this will more and more, this will more helpful to, we can say, the cut short this time period to solve any problem. Okay, these methods are also useful. Slope deflection method, moment distribution method, these are the method are also useful. Okay, but this is not the shortcut method. This is not the shortcut method, this is the shortcut method. Okay, so for the analyzing or for the solving any kind of problem, okay, so this is the basic. मतलब कभी कभी हम सोचते हैं ना कि हमारे पास ये चार डिफरेंट मेथड्स है, जैसे स्टिफनेस एंड फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मेथड, इट इज अनदर काइंड ऑफ मेथड. ओके, and this is the slope deflection method, this is then the moment distribution method, then we have the influence lines and this method. Okay, but we कभी कभी हमारे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आता है कि सर हमें तो गेट की प्रिपरेशन करनी है, और ये तो हमारे करिकुलम में दिया हुआ है, स्लोप डिफ्लेक्शन के तौर पे है और मोमेंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के तौर पे है, ठीक है, लेकिन what is the use of, or what is the significance of these four types of methods? Okay, we don't know this significance. Okay, so the, in terms of significance, we should understand what is the meaning of each and every method. Okay, or we can say the what kind of traditional methods are there, and what kind of, we can say, the shortcuts methods are there. Okay, so if we go for this slope deflection method, if we go for this MDM method, moment distribution method, shortly it is mentioned as MDM method, or if we go for the stiffness or flexibility matrix method. Okay, so these are the three methods, are, we can say, the traditional methods. Okay, this is also the traditional method, but this is, we can say a shortcut method. In a very short time, you will get this, we can say, the shear force or the reaction value, the shear force value, as well as the bending moment value at a particular section over the beam. Okay, so this will be the, we can say, the shortest method. Okay, if you think about these five methods, because stiffness matrix method and flexibility method will be the two kinds of methods. Okay, so out of these five methods, this will be the shortest and very, we can say, the useful to calculate this we can say the reactions, the shear force and bending moment values. okay, at any section for a particular structure. Okay, so these we can say the shortcut. Okay, so this is the importance behind these methods. Okay, ultimately, if these methods are available or these methods are given in our curriculum, then this is our task to go for it, because it is not sure that each and every time only the numerical will come into our exam. Okay, it may happen that some of the time these slope the basics over the slope deflection will come. Some of the time, what is the meaning of deflection, stiffness, what is the meaning of flexibility, okay, or what kind of unknowns we are using in stiffness and what kind of unknowns we are using in flexibility matrix method. Okay, such kind of questions are also asked. Okay, so there are also the chances. So for 1 marks, so for 1 mark, any kind of, so in theoretical aspect as well as in numerical aspect, both chances are there. So that's why it is not sure or it is not practical that if this is a very shortest method, so go for it and forget about these four methods. It is not practically perfect. Okay, so we have to go for this all the methods. Okay, again, but keep in mind that the influence lines have the advantage that is a it is a fastest method to calculate these reactions, shear force and bending moment values. Okay, so with that we will start with this slope deflection method. Okay, so very first the slope deflection method. So in this method, so this method is used to analyze these indeterminate structures. Okay, and what are these indeterminate structures are? So continuous beams are there. So some of the kinds of plane frames are there. Okay, or we can say the space frame are there. Okay, so these are the some of the kinds of, we can say, this indeterminate structure. Oh, basically these are the structure which cannot be solved by using the three equilibrium equations. That structures, whole structures, will be the indeterminate structures. And today we will discuss some of the kinds of, these are some of the kinds of, we can say, these methods are used to analyze these indeterminate structures. Okay, so basic unknowns. This is the slope deflection. The name itself suggests the slope and the displacement or the deflection. Okay, so slope and the deflection. The slope is given by in terms of theta, and but this it is given in radians. Okay, and this deflection, it is denoted by delta, and it is measured in, say, mm. Okay, so mm. So mm will be the deflection unit. Okay, and this radian will be the our slope unit. Okay, so again it will termed as the displacement method. Okay, so the basic unknowns are the, we can say, basic unknowns are like a deflection, or we can say the displacements. Okay, so we are finding the displacement in this particular method. Okay, so these we can call it as a displacement methods. Okay, again apart from this method, at the starting of these methods, or at the starting of this lecture, I given the emphasis on these, we can say, the what kind of basics we should know. So in that basics we should know these restraint conditions. Okay, after this, if we think about this after restraint conditions, we should know these fixed end moments. Okay, the formulation behind these fixed end moments. Okay, so with these, during this numerical problem or during the formulation, we will discuss shortly what can be the restraint conditions. Okay, so with the numerical problem we will discuss definitely. Okay, so if you know something about the restraint condition, so this will be your, we can say, these we can say a brushing session. Okay, so brushing of your, we can say, these water things, you know. Okay, so that will brush it out. Okay, so that will help you to recall these things again. Okay, so again came back to our this method, so slope deflection method. So again the applications, if you think about the application, the basics of the slope deflection equations, or we can say the whatever the basic behind this analysis of indeterminate structures are used in this, we can say, these some of the kinds of methods like the MDM method, then we can say the Kani's method. Okay, as well as we can say the stiffness matrix method. Okay, then the stiffness matrix method, or we can say the flexibility matrix method. These are the some of the kind of longest methods. Okay. In the previous on this slide we have seen this, we can see this what are kind of different methods. Okay, some of the methods are short, some of the methods are, we can say, the moderate, and some of the methods are, we can say, the longest one. Okay, in this some of the examples in the stiffness or the in the flexibility matrix method are very long. Okay, so in the case of, we can say, the conventional paper, it is okay to go for it. but but in your gate paper, if the question asked that to confuse you using the stiffness matrix method, and नीचे एक फिगर दी रहेगी कोई भी एक स्ट्रक्चर की, analyze the, and this is the, we can see the shear force or bending moment value you have to find. Okay, or what kind of question they ask. Okay, by using this, then in that case don't go for this method. Okay, simply go for this that method, that method in which you are very, we can say, very sure to get the results. Okay, in very short time. Okay, don't go for this whatever question they ask, because the total, we can say, not a total, the whatever solution we provide in terms of MCQs only in the gate paper. Okay, and they don't know what kind of method you have used. Okay, so in that case, in the conventional method it is okay. If in the conventional paper, in the theoretical paper, if 15 marks question is there and the stiffness matrix method is asked, then in that case you simply go for it. And no choice is there. Okay, but in case of gate paper preparation, if the question is still asking about this using this stiffness matrix method or flexibility matrix method, don't go for it. Okay, it will we can say the, you will lose your time to analyze a single question. Okay, and after this also, there will not any surety that your answer is correct or not. Okay, so to confuse you, or to make more time consuming at during this paper, mo- this is, we can say, this strategies behind this, we can say, the paper setting. Okay, so don't go for such kind of mistakes. Okay, so that's why I'm telling, so influence line is the shortest method. Or not only the short influence line diagram, if you're simply is comfortable with this slope deflection method, okay, so go for it, slope deflection method. We are only interested in taking the output of this question in the, we can say, in the correct manner. Okay, what kind of method we are using. Okay, they are not verifying it. Okay, so only there will be 4 to 5 MCQ or options will be there. And in terms of, we can say, if the shear force asked in that question, so in terms of that shear force, only 4 to 5 options will be there, and we have to click on only the one option. Or any type question is there, then in that case we have to write only the answer. Okay, so from where you get the answer, from using which method you got the answer, doesn't matter. Okay, so again, so in terms of this gate preparation, so please make sure that whatever method you are aware, whatever method you are compatible with, simply go for it. Okay, so this is the sessions for you, that we will going to study, or we will going to teach you this slope deflection method, then MDM method, then influence lines. Okay, but this again another methods also, but it is basically your task, that which method should I prefer during the examination. If I have solved the numerical problems and I have lot of time to analyze a particular numerical, then in that case only, whatever question they ask, simply go for it. Okay, so this will be the your scenario. Okay, so this will be the application, and this is the basics for the slope deflection method. Okay, so this will use the relationship between these degrees of freedom, again the basic, the degrees of freedom, the restraint conditions, as well as these member end moments. Again, this gives this, we can say, this deco restraint condition. In terms of restraint conditions, if we think about, then restraint conditions, again the deal with these, we can say, the whatever kind of displacements are there and what kind of rotation is there. And if you think about the rotation, then again in terms of rotation there will be slope. Okay, and if we think about this displacement, or vertical or horizontal, again there will be the theta, sorry, the delta. Okay, so again these whatever kind of we can say resistance conditions are there, again these method are directly dealing with these relations. Okay, so if we think about this fixed support, if we think about the hinge support, if we think about the free end support, okay, if we think about this horizontal roller support, okay, if we think about this vertical roller support, okay, so like in these kinds of supports, what kind of resistance conditions are there, what kind of degrees of freedoms are there. Okay, so depending upon these conditions, okay, so देखो बेसिकली आपकी मेथड की शुरुआत ही आपके रिस्ट्रेंट कंडीशन से हो रही है। ठीक है, सो इट इज, आप लोग अभी समझ लो कि ये कितने हद तक इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके लिए। ठीक है, सो दिस रिलेशन, सो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ दिस रिलेशन इज टर्म्ड एज अ स्लोप डिफ्लेक्शन रिलेशनशिप। ओके, now, so now we will see the stepwise procedure to analyze any kind of, we can say, if we see a simple beam, so if what type of or what is the stepwise procedure to analyze any kind of beam, we can say. So consider all the joints to be fixed, ऐसा तो होगा नहीं। ठीक है, अभी हो सकता है कोई आपको एक बीम दी हुई है, यू हैव अ बीम, ओके, विथ यू, एंड सम ऑफ द सपोर्ट ऑफ दिस बीम is, we can say, hinge, and some of the supports of this beam, we can say it's a fix. In some of the cases it may happen that some of the ends of the beam is fixed and some of the ends of the beam is get free. Okay, but irrespective of these real conditions, assume that all the ends of the beam will be fixed. Okay, then determine these member end moments. Okay, determine the member end moment are nothing but this fixed end moment. Okay, first of all, whatever kind of beam we have, we consider these ends of the particular beam are fixed. After considering the fixed end, okay, we will determine the member end forces or member end moments. Okay, so MFAB, so it is denoted by MFAB, and it is denoted by on the we can say at the support A it is denoted by MFAB, and at the support B it is denoted by MFBA. Okay, so it will be, we can say, it may be in terms of C. Now this is moving, now this is the I have shown it, but here is the mistake, because here I have shown that MFAB will moving on in the clockwise direction. Okay, and as well as MFBA, it will move in the clockwise direction. Okay, it will not this practical case, some of the moment will move in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so it will be somehow in the anti-clockwise direction, and some of the moments in the clockwise direction, depending upon the what kind of loading and what kind of this we can say resistance conditions are available. Depending upon these, and what is the use of these are nothing but the, we can say, the balancing moments. Okay, used to, we can say, this whatever kind of unbalanced moment force or one unbalanced reactions available are on the structure, that we have to balance it. Okay, so basically the purpose of behind this is that, okay, and depending upon this some of the means at the one end this moment will be anti-clockwise, and this at the another end the moment will be in the clockwise direction. Okay, and at this stage we can forget about this also. Okay, only remember that if we have the clockwise moment, then simply go for the positive sign. If we have the anti-clockwise moment, then simply go for the negative sign. Okay, and with this sign convention, this whole numerical we have to solve. Okay, then allow the support step by allow in the next step. Okay, so in the first step we have considered these all joints are fixed. In the next step we have calculated the fixed end moments. In the next step we will allow these, allow support B, allow this support B to settle with respect to support A. Okay, मतलब ए के रिस्पेक्ट में आप बी को सपोर्ट होने के लिए छोड़ देंगे। ओके, जबकि हम सबको पता है कि अगर हम ये एक फिक्स्ड अगर पकड़ते हैं और ये भी अगर फिक्स्ड पकड़ते हैं, सो देर विल नॉट एनी चांसेस ऑफ सेटलमेंट, because if we think about this any kind of beam with say fixed support, then it will restrain this movement in the vertical direction, this will restrain the movement in the horizontal direction, as well as this will restrain this movement or rotation also. Okay, so in these actual case it will very sure that this settlement will not be possible. But this is the, we can say, the assumption, we can say this is the assumption and basic assumption behind this method. Okay, and we have to go with this assumption that we have to first of all think over this, all the ends are the fixed, then we have to calculate these friction moments, and then after that we have to think that the end b are settling down with respect to a. Okay, so then there will be the formulation. Okay, there is a derivation behind this term, this 6 ei delta by l square and this 6 ei delta by l square. This is the derivation behind these, from which this equation, or from this simple term is we got. Okay, so again if we think about this gate preparation, so this derivation is not important to us. Okay, it is very sure that this equations is very much important to us. Okay, and with this equation we have to solve number of numericals, so that it will it will make sure that, or it will makes easy to use such a method in our exams. Okay, so this is our basic practice behind this. Okay, so this is the equation by using the derivation or by deriving it. Okay, so this is the equation. So this will be again, so this is c, we can see at the support a, this will be the moment. Okay, again in terms of if we think about the moment, but this moment we can see this is the anti-clockwise, so it will be negative in nature. Okay, and again this we can see this term is at as 6 ei delta by l square. Fine, so again means we can say this will be the negative sign. Okay, and this will be the positive sign. Okay, so again this will be this, we can say this is also not a positive sign, this will be again this will be a negative sign, because we can see this is the anti-clockwise, this is not a clockwise, so again the nature of this will be negative. Okay, so up till now it is okay. So if we think about the stepwise procedure, first of all we have taken as a fixed support, then we have calculated the friction moments, then we go for this, any of the support are allowed to settle with respect to another support. Okay, and for that we have calculated this, we can see this fixed end moments. Okay, so this both moments we have calculated, or we get these moments as a 6 ei delta by l square. Then next, then we have we understood that this slope deflection relationship is nothing but the relationship between these, we can say this displacement and rotation. So in this, in the first step, in the, not a first step, in the initial stage, we allow the settle allowed support b to settle down with respect to a. In the next step we will go for the rotation, we will think over the rotation. So allow support a to rotate, allow support a to rotate, and member end moments are. Okay, so member end moments are, so this will again this anti-clockwise moment. Okay, and this will again this clockwise sorry, this will this is the clockwise moment. Okay, and this will be the clockwise moment. Okay, now this will, how see, see, इसके पीछे का और एक बता देता हूँ मैं, ये भूल गया मैं, देखो why this is anti-clockwise, why this is anti-clockwise, and why this is clockwise, and why this is clockwise. See what I have written here, allow support b to settle with respect to a. Okay, allow support b to settle with respect to a. Okay, we are allowing support b to settle down, but what about a? the about A, the support A will stay at the at initial end. Okay, and to to keep the support A at the initial stage, we have to provide such a moment. We have to provide such a moment that will help support A we can say to stay at the initial stage. Okay, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम यहाँ पर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मोमेंट अगर लगाते हैं, तो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मोमेंट व्हाट विल एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मोमेंट डू, इट विल we can say this will anti-clockwise movement will push the support upwards, so that with respect to support B, this will not settle it down. Okay, whereas at the support B, at support B, we are allowing support B to settle down. Means if I apply this moment in this fashion, then this moment will not allow settle support B to settle down. This will restrain the movement, the downward movement of support B. Okay, then to avoid this, such kind of moment is allowed, or such kind of moment is applied here, so that the settlement of B will be possible. So this kind of moment will push the support B at the downward direction. Okay, so that's why again this will be the negative moment. So that's why it is a negative sign. Again, this will be the nature wise. If I have to restrain the movement of support A, then in this case I have to go for this anti-clockwise moment. So that's why again the negative sign. Whereas if you think about this rotation, okay, if we think about the rotation, then in this case we are allowing support A to rotate with respect to support B. Okay, so if we allowing rotation at A, means whatever kind of beam is available at support A will be settled or will be rotate through this A. Okay, so for this rotation possible, we will allowing or we will providing the moment in this fashion. So this is the moment. Okay, so again this will be the clockwise, so this will be the positive sign. Again, if we think about the support B, we are restraining the support B. Okay, we are not allowing support B to rotate. Okay, so to stop the rotation at support B, we will provide the moment like, if I provide the moment in this fashion, then what will happen? With respect to A or irrespective of A, this rotation or at B will also be possible. Okay, but we don't want this case. We want only the case with only A, not with B. Okay, so that's why to restrain it, such kind of moment is provided. Okay, such kind of moment is provided, and again this moment will be the clockwise moment. Okay, this is moment in this direction, so clockwise moment. So this moment will be again the positive. Fine. So that's why when we think about the rotation and this support A is allowed to rotate, then whatever kind of moment created in that situation will be positive. And if you think about this settlement of B with respect to A, what kind of, we can say, moment created in that situation will be the anti-clockwise in direction. Okay, so depending upon the situation, if we think about this same beam, but the scene will be different. Like if we go for this settlement of A with respect to B, okay, in that case this figure will be like this. Okay, and in this case this moment will be like this. Okay, so in this case, so moment will be like this. Okay, so if I think about this settlement of A with respect to B, in this case I am allowing support A to settle down. Okay, means whatever kind of moment generated there, we will provide the moment in this fashion to to settle the support in support A in the downward direction. Whereas if I think about this support B, I have to restrain support B. Okay, in that case I have to provide this moment that will restrain the support B. In which case, in that case where the settlement of A with respect to B, but we are thinking about the settlement of B with respect to A. So that is the difference. Okay. So allow support B to rotate. Okay. Here we are allowing support A to rotate. Then in this case, we are allowing support B to rotate. Again, if we think about the rotation, so at B the rotation is possible. So in this case, okay, in this case, this allow support B to rotate, it is something wrong, because this will be this fashion, because this A is not rotating whereas the B is rotating. So in the here, this this moment will be like this. Okay, this will not show, this is not correct. Okay, so because this is the restraining moments. Okay, so at the support A will be, so 2 ei delta B by L, and this will be the 4 ei theta B by L. And in the previous will be, if we allow the A will be rotate, then in this case this 4 ei theta A by L will be this at A support, and 2 ei by delta theta A will be by L will be the, for the support B. Okay, so this will be the formulation. Okay, again, this is the assumptions, the basic assumption behind these we can say the method again. Okay, so this is the, we can say the additional assumptions. So axial deformation we can say the neglected, as well as the shear deformation we can say the neglected. Okay, so these are, we can say, these assumptions behind this. Okay, so next. So finally, if we think about this slope deflection equations, when we can say the both end fixed, because we are taking the assumption that whatever is the condition for this end support, we are thinking about this ends are fixed. Okay, so for that, this whatever is kind of equation, final equation we have, this will be the final equation. So if I want to calculate this final moment at AB, okay, in the beam AB, then this we can see the friction moments, and this will be this the phenomena generated by using this whatever kind of rotation and what kind of, we can say, settlement we allow for the particular beam. And by doing this, we will come to this kind of equation. Okay, and similarly, if we think about this MBA, then the friction moment in the BA side, we can say, as well as, or we can say friction moment in AB means what kind of friction moment available at the A, and what kind of friction moment available at B. Okay, that will be the meaning, and this will be the term again we derived from these formulations. Okay, so this will the standard equation. Okay, in many of the book, the notation used in the different books will be different. Okay, then we can say, so this will be the standard equation. By using this equation, we can solve a simple numerical. Okay, before solving the numerical, again we will go through these fixed end moments. So different fixed end moments, you must be aware about this fixed end moment, because these fixed end moments are we think about, or we studied these fixed end moments in these we can say in the third semester in the strength of material. Okay, and this is, I suppose this is the fifth and seventh semester, right? So this is the third semester, so we all aware about this, what is the fixed moments and what is the value of this fixed moment. So this is the fixed moment. Okay, we can say, so this fixed moment will vary condition to condition. Okay, so whatever kind of beam we have, and for the particular beam what kind of loading we have, depending upon that loading, this we can say this fixed end moment varies. Okay, just a minute. Okay, okay, let us continue. Yeah, So so this is the fixed moment. Okay, so for we can say they are simply supported beam. Okay, but we have this condition as a fixed. Okay, and if a point load is there, then there will be the fixed moment like WL by 8, and if a point load at we can say the random arbitrary point, then the fixed moment will be like by using this formulae. Okay, so this is the formulae for we can say this is the formula. Okay, after this this is the UDL, we can say this is the UDL W, or we can say the Q or per length. Then in this case the whatever kind of fixed moment will be like in this by using this formula, it is again WL square by 12. Okay, 12 ही है, नीचे गया हुआ है. ठीक है, again if the triangular load is there, uniformly varying load is there. Okay, we can say or a triangular load is there, then in that case it will be the 96 5 WL square by 96. Again the moment will be there, then this whatever kind of friction moment will be there, M0 by 4. Okay, and if we think about this water partially, you can say the UDL load is there and partially there is no load, and in that case then 11 WL square by 192 as well as 5 WL square by N92, it is 5 WL square by 192. ठीक है, सो दिस इज फॉर स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मुलेशन. ओके, ये आपकी इंजीनियरिंग खत्म भी हो जाए ये चेंज नहीं होंगे, ये वही की वही रहेंगे. ठीक है, तो ये आप जैसे जितने प्रैक्टिस करोगे न्यूमेरिकल्स की, ये आपको अपने आप रट जाएंगे. ठीक है, so by depending upon this we will solve a simple numerical. Okay, so we have this numerical. Okay, so this numerical we have this we can say a beam, we can say whole assembly is consist of two beams. Say a beam AB, this is first beam and this is the second beam. Okay, and in this beam we can see these whatever support at A is fixed, whatever support at B is we can say is hinge, and whatever support at C is hinge. Okay, fine. But according to our method assumption, we have to simply take, or we have to simply choose, assume the whatever kind of supports we have that are fixed. Okay, so first of all we will calculate. So first of all we were thinking about the fixed support. So whatever kind of beam we have, so this will be this will be our A, so this will be our B, and similarly the another beam will be this will be our BC. Okay, so again this will be the fixed support. Okay, so after considering the fixed support, we will calculate the frictional moments. Okay, so first beam AB, so 3 kilonewton per meter, UDL load is there. So again, frictional moment will be calculated by using WL square by 12. So by using that formula, standard formula, we will get this minus 100 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this will be negative and this will be the positive sign. Okay, okay, so this is the standard. Again the at this beam BC will be the 10 kilonewton load. Okay, acting at the center, 4 meter distance. Again the fixed moment can be calculated by using WL by 8. Okay, so by using this, by we aware that these will be the fixed moments. Okay, so this is, though the supports are hinged, but we have to assume the supports are fixed and we have to simply go for it. Then then we have this equation, we know this equation. Okay, so we will simply put this whatever kind of values we have. So we don't know the MAB, we have to calculate the MAB. Okay, in that case, okay, we know the MFAB. Okay, and out after this we don't know this parameter, we have to calculate it. Okay, so for these equations, so for these, we have this MAB is equal to MFAB plus say 2 EI by L, again 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. Okay, so this is the standard, we can say slope deflection equation. And these in this equation we have to substitute these values. Okay, during substitution, we will observe that, see, this in MAB will be equal to MFAB we know, MFAB will be minus 100, so this is minus 100. It is okay. Again 2EI by L, so L we know, so L is 20 meter, so again so L I put 20 meters. Then these twice theta A plus theta B as well as this thrice delta by L. Okay, if we think about this, we can say if we think about this uh, at some for the beam AB and at joint A, for the beam AB at joint A, and we know that at joint A we are not assuming at joint A is fixed. It is given to you. It is given to you that joint A is fixed. Means whatever kind of restraint conditions are there, it is totally restrained. Means not any kind of rotation is possible, not any kind of settlement is possible. Okay, so in that regard these values will be zeros. Then at theta A the rotation will not be possible, because at joint A the whatever kind of support condition we assume, it is already given as a fixed, so that's why rotation is not possible. So that's why theta A will be 0. That's why it is 0. Again, we know with respect to joint A, some rotation is possible, can be possible at theta at joint B, because initial stage, though we are assuming joint B as a fixed, but it is not. It is hinge. Okay, and if it is hinge, means there is rotation is possible. Not this displacement is not possible, but rotation at joint B is possible. Again, in the similar manner, at if you think about the joint C, again the settlement or displacement at joint C is not possible, but rotation at joint C is possible. Okay, so though we are assuming it is fixed, but it is not fixed. Okay, we are assuming it is fixed only for calculating the fixed moment. Okay, and for the assumptions used in this, we can say calculation of fixed moments in slope deflection equation. Okay, so for that purpose only we are taking this as a fixed ends. But in the reality, what kind of support conditions are provided to you, according to that the equations will be generated. Okay, so for at support A, rotation is not possible, so it is 0. Okay, at support B, displacement is not possible, but rotation is possible, so that's why theta B will be there. Again, in terms of joint A, because we are thinking about MAB, again in terms of displacement, again the fixed support is there, displacement will not be possible, that's why its delta parameter will be 0, so that's why it is 0. Understand? Don't confuse with this. Okay, again we will think about this remaining, these remaining equations, that will clear out. Okay, then similarly if you think about this MBA, okay, so in these we will calculate this MFBA, again this equation again. Okay, so we will get this MFBA, so we have this MFBA as a positive 100. Okay, so take it as positive 100 plus again 2 by 20, 20 is L. Okay, again theta A will be 0, again twice theta B will be the unknown. Okay, again the support B will be the support B, not will be, support B is a hinge support. Again, for the hinge support, rotation is possible, but displacement is not possible. Okay, so again for theta, again for delta B is not possible. That's why it is 0. Right? It is clear. Then, if you think about MBC, similar case, we will solve or we will get MFBC, and again this equation. Okay, again the L for say beam BC, and this length for BC is 8 meter, 4 meter, and 4 meter is 8 meter. Okay, and for this beam BC, whatever kind of restraint conditions are there, we will see. See, 2 by 8, it is okay. Minus 10, it is okay. Again, Theta B will be there because rotation is possible. Theta C will be there. Find rotation at C joint is possible. But whereas displacement at joint C is not possible because there is a hinge. Okay, so that's why it is 0 again. Okay, so for this BC, this will be the equation. Again, in the similar case of CB, again plus 10 plus 2 ER by 8, again twice theta C, theta B, but again at the support C, theta displacement is not possible due to hinge support, so it is 0. Okay, so by doing this will be these, we can say will be these are the our equations. Okay, now अभी मैंने बताया कि ये इक्वेशन क्या थे, हम लोगों ने फिक्सिंग मोमेंट क्या था वो देख लिया. ओके, इट इज ओके, फाइन, वेरी फाइन. लेकिन आपकी इतनी प्रैक्टिस होनी चाहिए कि आप लोगों ने जैसे ही बीम का प्रॉब्लम देख लिया तो देखते बराबर आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कि इसमें अननोन्स क्या है. जैसे मुझे देखते बराबर इसमें समझ में आ जाएगा कि भाई इसमें अननोन्स क्या है. इसमें अननोन्स होंगे थीटा बी. ठीक है, इसमें अननोन्स क्या रहेंगे, इसमें अननोन्स रहेंगे थीटा बी. ठीक है, इसमें अननोन्स रहेंगे थीटा बी और थीटा सी. Whereas for A support, there will not be any unknown because it is a fixed support. And if we think about the hinge support, then in the hinge support, displacement is not possible. X and Y direction displacement is not possible, but rotation is possible. And this rotation will be, we can say this unbalanced rotation is possible, or that, sorry, that possible rotation will be maybe a balanced rotation, or we can say the unbalanced rotation. We have to find it. Okay, because we have to keep our beam in the stable position, and to keep in the stable position we will go for this, or we will find this, we can see the whatever kind of reaction, whatever kind of displacement, whatever kind of rotation possible there, we have to find that. Okay, so by looking after this numerical, the whatever kind of unknowns are available there, we should think over them. Okay, so simply, so this will be our the final, not final, it is an initial stage, that the unknown deflection or unknown terms are theta b and theta c, and for these two terms we have to solve this numerical. Okay, so finally we will get this equation. Okay, now, whatever kind of this, if this rotation is possible at theta b and and rotation is possible at theta c. Okay, again I have said that this rotation may be the balanced rotation or maybe the unbalanced rotation, we don't know. Okay, and with this, maybe if we think about this rotation at b. Okay, and this joint B is get connected with this beam AB and this beam BC. Okay, means whatever kind of value or whatever kind of this rotation is will be there at joint B, that rotation will influence this beam AB as well as this beam BC. Means whatever kind of moment we require to balance it, okay, that will have the influence on beam AB, and that will have the influence on beam BC. Okay, so like in that way we have to think over. So for that, so for that we have some of the kind of, we can say the MAB will MBA will be there, and MBC will be there, and whatever is the summation of these two moment will be equal to 0, will balance this, we can say the moment at joint B simply. Okay, and whatever kind of moment will produce at this joint C should be balanced, so that means whatever kind of uh, moment should have there, it will be equal to 0. We will assume at that it should be equal to 0. Okay, when we will equate to when we will equate it to 0, we will get this whatever kind of value available there, that value we will get. Okay, so basic parameter is this, means we will assume that whatever kind of moment available at joint B and whatever kind of moment available at joint C should be equal to 0, so that this what at the A it is 0 because it is a fixed, and at joint B and joint C, if it is 0, then the our whole beam will be at the, we can say, a statically stable condition. Okay, so by looking after these conditions, we will go for these n conditions, that is MBA plus MBC equal to 0 and this MCB equal to 0, and by substituting all this value, we will get this theta B and this theta B values. Okay, for this numerical, we don't have this value of E and I because we don't know the material characteristic. Okay, theoretically we have only the values of these. Theoretically we have only the numerical problem of beam, but we don't know this whatever kind of material they have. RCC beam is there, steel beam is there, or composite beam is there. We don't know. Okay, so that's why this EI will be there at the denominator. Okay, okay. When this EI term is provided to you, either in terms of गेट के पेपर में दिया रहता है, आइदर ई और आई की वैल्यू सेपरेट दी रहती है या तो फिर ई आई का मल्टीप्लीकेशन आपको डायरेक्टली पेपर में दिया रहता है. Okay, by using this you can calculate this theta b and theta c in the radian directly. Okay, so this will be the solution for this example. Okay, so whatever kind of unknowns was there, okay, whatever kind of unknowns were there, theta b and theta z, so finally we have calculated these unknowns, theta b and theta c. Okay, so this will be this theta b and theta c. Okay, and after this we will substitute this theta b, is whatever theta b, these equations we have theta b. Okay, this equation we have theta b, again theta b, theta c, theta c, theta b. Okay, so this we will substitute these values of theta b and theta c, and somehow in some of the cases this ei will get cancelled out because this in each every equation we can see this ei is available out of bracket, and within the bracket we have the term divided by ei. Okay, so this ei will cancel out. Okay, and finally we will get these values of mba. Okay, so these will be the final value, so this will be the mab. Okay, and this is though we know this is the moment, or this rotation is not possible at this, means there will be a moment will be there to restrain it, to restrain that rotation. Okay, then at MBA will be some of the kind of, we can say, 70.4 per kilonewton meter will be the moment. Okay, but where is the rotation possible, there will not be moment. Okay, but आप लोग बोलोगे कि सर रोटेशन भी पॉसिबल आप बोल रहे हो और यहाँ पर मोमेंट भी आ गया, तो देखो यहाँ पर जो MBA का मोमेंट आया हुआ है और MBC का जो मोमेंट आया हुआ है, वो देखो ये पॉजिटिव साइन के साथ है और ये नेगेटिव साइन के साथ है. So this will came to 0. So again it will show that the rotation is at joint B is possible. And similarly, if you think about MCB, so it is again 0. This rotation at joint C is possible. Okay, whereas we have seen this whatever is the reaction or whatever kind of reaction in terms of moments we have calculated, and these were the values. Okay, and where the rotation is not possible means in the case of fixed length, okay, there must be a moment. Okay, a moment or the reaction will be the, we can say, the restraint conditions. Okay, and wherever this movement is not possible, then the reaction will be there. When there is a vertical displacement is not possible, means there will be definitely vertical reaction will be there. Okay, when rotation is not possible, movement will be definitely there. Either it will be clockwise or anti-clockwise depending upon this analysis. Okay, and finally we will get this moment, unbalanced moment, that this will be clockwise or anti-clockwise, and depending upon that moment we have to go for the further design parameters. Okay, so this will be the our final answers for this particular beam. Okay, so this is for this slope deflection method. Okay, so this is for the slope deflection method. Okay, so this is the formulation, this is the, we can say, the friction moment we have calculated. We have seen the assumption behind this slope deflection method. We have seen this simple numerical, a two beam numerical problem with different kinds, a UDL, we can say the UDL loading condition, a single point load loading condition. Okay, and with this we have solved this numerical problem. We have seen the end conditions. Okay, we have seen this what kind of unknowns produced for the particular structure or beams. Okay, then what kind of equilibrium equation we can generate. This equilibrium equation will not common. Okay, please note this. This equilibrium equation will be changing time to time, or we can say this equilibrium equation will change depending upon this nature of numerical. Okay, so depending upon this numerical, again मतलब इसके पीछे और इसके पहले इसके पीछे वही एक एस्पेक्ट आता है कि आप लोगों को आपका बेसिक आपका क्लियर होना चाहिए कि वेयर देयर विल बी रोटेशन, when there will be movement, when there will be restriction, when there will be free movement. Okay, all these basics you should know. Okay, so be- before means if you don't have these basics, then simple numerical will make you very difficult. Okay, it will be very difficult to analyze. Then there will be the moment distribution method, but we will see the what kind of time we have. So this is again, so time is we can say the time we cross the limit. Okay, so it is better to discuss this method in the next lecture. Okay, so that's for today. We will discuss this method in the next lecture. Okay, so if do you have any query, please kindly ask the query, because if we go for this moment distribution method, it will take another 1 hour. Okay, a simple formulation and a simple numerical. I have a simple formulation for moment distribution method. Before going to numerical problem for moment distribution method, it is very sure that we should go for this some the kind of basic formulation for this moment distribution method, and after this we should go for this numerical problem. Okay, so I have this method. After this I have these two numericals based on this moment distribution method. This will take another 1 hour to, we can say, analyze or this kind of method. Okay, so at present we will stop at this point. Okay, if do you have any queries regarding today's lecture, please ask me. Any queries? Any queries? If not, okay, then I request Shefali madam to please continue. Shefali ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So what should I do? I suppose Shefali madam is not there.
So, can we conclude the meeting?
Yeah, if possible, we can conclude the meeting. Okay, so for whatever further discussion will be there, uh, madam will give you the timing and day. Okay, on that particular timing we will meet again and continue for the lecture. Okay, so we will conclude the session. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay.